Would you like to know how to make scrambled eggs fluffy and light and creamy and delicious? Well, today I'm going to give you 5 or 6 tips on how to achieve that, how to get those fluffy scrambled eggs. Boy, I tell you, they are the best if you've never tried them before. Anyway, I'm Rockin' Robin, and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. Let's go over our tips. The most important thing you can do for fluffy scrambled eggs is to use a whisk. Don't use a fork, use a whisk. Why? Because it's going to help you incorporate some air into your eggs when you're mixing them up, and it blends them up much quicker so that they're nice and light and fluffy. That's key. All right, so do that and use a bowl that is larger than you think you're going to need. That way you have room to really get in there and put some muscle into it and whisk it without spilling it all over your counter. The next thing you're going to want to use is a non-stick frying pan. All right, that's important. Now, even though you're going to be using a non-stick pan, you're still going to want to use some fat in the pan for flavor and to make sure that it doesn't stick. So what do I recommend? I recommend using grass-fed organic butter. That would be my #1 choice. Everybody loves butter, and just a little bit, it's not a big deal, guys, but the sweetness just really adds to the scrambled eggs. My second choice would be coconut oil. That's another nice, light, slightly sweet flavor that really goes well with the eggs. To go along with your frying pan, when you're cooking the eggs on the stove, use a rubber spatula like this one that's nice and flexible. That way, when you go to stir your eggs, you're going to be able to get them all off the bottom and turned and stirred really nicely. So I'm going to start off by putting my eggs in the bowl. All right, so I'm going to crack them. I'm going to show off a little bit for you guys today, and I'm going to put them in there, crack them with one hand. I have a video for you if you want to see how to do that, and it's pretty easy to do. Now, we're not going to whisk our eggs yet. We're going to do that right before they go in the pan. That's another tip for you. So don't whisk them yet, because I don't want them to settle and, separate a little bit. So we're going to do it right before they go in the pan. Now, at this point, before we're ready to start cooking, we want to heat up our plate in the microwave. It's always a nice touch to heat up your plate so that you're putting warm eggs on a warm plate. The next thing we want to do is prepare our toast. Normally you're going to make some English muffin or a piece of toast for your scrambled eggs. So pop your toast in the toaster, or your bread in the toaster, and get that going. And then you can put that piece of toast into the microwave on top of that nice warm plate. Have it ready to go so that when your eggs are done, they go right on the plate. So I'm going to place my temperature on medium-low. This is a very important tip here, is the temperature at which you cook your eggs. They need to cook very low in temperature, okay? A lot of times what I do is I even take my pan off the burner while I'm cooking them. So because if I think they're getting a little too hot. And I'm going to place my butter in the pan. The butter's starting to bubble up a little bit. I'm going to take my eggs and we are going to whisk away. All right, let's put our eggs in our frying pan. I'm going to pour those right in. Now you want to take your spatula and start stirring your eggs. You're going to just push them in like this and just keep going. This is one reason why you want to get all your toast done, everything done, so you can tend to your eggs when they're cooking. They really need your attention to get them nice and fluffy. Like I said, I'm going to take them off the heat if I feel like they need to come off the heat because they're cooking too quick. All right, I'm feeling like now they're getting a little bit too hot, so I'm lifting it off the heat. Now you notice I haven't salted them yet, and I'm not going to do that until they're just about done. They're still going to have a little bit of moistness to them. They're going to look slightly wet, but they're not going to be runny. You can see these are still a little bit moist. I'm going to turn the heat off. They're going to continue to cook in the pan. I'm going to add just a pinch of salt to these. Sprinkle some over there, just like that. And that's really all we need to do. Now I'm going to grab my plate out of the microwave and we can serve these up. All right, guys, so that's how we make fluffy, creamy, and delicious scrambled eggs. I hope those tips will help you out. Give them a try and leave me a comment below and let me know how it works for you. Remember, the top 3 things that you want to do is to use low heat, right? Cook them slow. Make sure that you use a whisk to incorporate that air to keep them nice and light and fluffy, and of course whisk at the end right before you put them in the pan, and also make sure that you add your salt right at the end or any other little spices that you might want to put in it. All right, guys, If you enjoyed this video, please share it. It really helps out my channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button right up there, and that way you'll be notified of new videos when they come out. Thanks again, everybody. I'm going to also put all the tips down below in the description, so check that out down there, and we'll see you next time. Take care.